sure that's safe.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be installing the Ohlins road and track suspension and some adjustable drop links from Racing Line. This has been a video I've wanted to make for a very long time, but it's also been the hardest and probably the longest that any of these videos have taken so far. You're going to see why as you start watching. So I'm really excited to get this one posted and I hope you like it. Okay, so once I put the car on jack stands, got the front wheel off. I then started to remove the drop link, and after a little bit of fighting with it, I realised that I'd rounded off the triple square that holds the drop link in place while you take the bolt off. It was super rusty. I did spray WD-40 on it the night before, but this right hand wire just was having none of it. The left hand, the driver's side, that came off no problem. So once I realised that, it was sunglasses on, Dremel out and start cutting. So next I marked the drive shaft with a chalk pen, so when I take it out I've got the orientation. I used a ratchet with 2 long extensions on it and then triple square on the end. It was a little bit tricky to get to. I just made sure that the triple square was fully in before I started to crank on it to try and relieve it, and then I ended up spinning the drive shaft, like putting a screwdriver in the brake disc to spin the drive shaft so I could get to the bolts that I couldn't get to, and then eventually it came off. So once I put the strut spreader tool in, I did give it a bit of a spray with WD-40 just to help tease the OEM suspension out, and then give it a few whacks with a hammer. I made sure it was a plastic one with plastic ends on so it didn't damage anything too much, and then after a bit of a wrestle it did finally come out. So now I'm just taking the last 3 bolts off at the top, and voila, the OEM suspension is now taken out. The Ohlins suspension is much shorter. The claim is around 2 centimeters lower from stock. So now the exciting bit, the Ohlins is going in. As with everything with this build, doesn't always go to plan. I ended up dropping the top strut bolt down the back of the fender liner and had to remove that and fiddle about. Eventually I got it back, and second time lucky, she went on fine. So once the 3 top strut bolts were finger tight, I started putting the liner back together so I knew I wouldn't drop anything back down there. And then it's just a reverse of what we did to take the OEM suspension off. So I'm using the trolley jack just to help me prop everything up, make sure it's all lined up. Again, I use a ton of WD-40 to help try and get this piece on a bit smoother. It was a lot harder than I first thought it was going to be, but the results were awesome once it's finished. So now I'm just putting everything back together, put the drive shaft back in, tighten all the bolts up, take the strut spreader out of the clamp for the coilover and then tighten up that pinch bolt. Then it's time for the new drop links. So the cool thing about these drop links, once they're on the car, if you twist this, it will lengthen it. One of these is on an opposite thread. So you can see both of them going out at the same time, and if you want to shorten it, you turn the other way. So you can get no preload on the sway bars. So then we moved on to the back, fair bit easier than the front. There's only 3 bolts to take out. Once they're out, you can push down on the arm holding the spring perch and then remove the spring from there. So once you remove the lower bolt, there's only 2 left to remove the shock strut from the car. But these were easy enough to get to, as you can see. Because I'll be using the 034 street density top mounts, the only thing they're going to reuse from this is the plastic dust cap. And this just clips right on top. Here I'm just trimming the zip ties for the dust boot. It's ready to go on the car. So we're reusing the original rubber spring perch. We're going to pop that back in, and then when we put the Ohlins spring on, we're going to make sure it's seated correctly. So the spring's in, now it's time to put the new dampener in. The 2 bolts at the top, I started them with my fingers, got them sort of finger tight. So with this kit, it comes with 2 spaces to go on either side of the dampener at the bottom. Forgot them, so we have to take that out and then give it another try. So we're just tightening up the top 2 bolts. Here I'm just using the trolley jack to line up all the holes, so when I put the bolts through, they go in nice and easy. And then tighten them up. Finally, just stick the wheel back on and then lower the car. Hey guys, thanks for watching. As you see from the teaser at the beginning, every single warning light came on, and the wheel, if you look closely, is super crooked. I took the car down, got the cars aligned, and it drives perfectly straight now. The only thing that I'm missing is corner weighting or corner balancing. I don't know which one they use, but I haven't found someone to do that here in Andorra yet. If you do know someone, put a link in the comments, and then hopefully we can get that sorted out, because apparently that transforms the way that suspension works and it really helps it out. There's the cat making some noise. Here we go, everybody. This is Miso. Ooh, say hi, Miso. She's a new addition to the fam. She wants a little bit of love. We'll get you in a second. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.